It just stops you doing so much for the fear of farting on people.
It's like a leper, isn't it? You don't want to go to bed with a leper.
Every woman has the right to, dress up and feel pretty, and I don't. I just want to hide away.
Positive thinking from now on.
Positive thinking, yeah.
Positive thinking, that's it.
Cheers, everyone.
These 8 Brits are stepping beyond their comfort zone, leaving behind conventional medicine for 2 weeks of intensive, gruelling, no-holds-barred radical alternative therapy. It's a last chance to combat their embarrassing illnesses and put an end to suffering in silence.
No!
This is where they hope miracles will happen, where global experts in holistic health are on a simple mission: to cure.
For most of them, it'll be a life-changing 2 weeks.
They're going to come out different people.
The process is extreme. Will the results be miraculous? At the spa of embarrassing illnesses. On the seafront in southwestern Turkey is a small village with a big reputation as the party playground for the country's rich and famous. But for 8 Brits, Turkbukkou could symbolise something else entirely. Potentially the place where they were healed of embarrassing and emotionally debilitating ailments. However, it will require each of them to dig deep.
It's all about being open, I think, is the main thing. Being open to change, being open to letting things go. So one of our biggest tasks is to make sure that this group, when they arrive, buy into the concept of everything that they're going to be doing and wholeheartedly put themselves through a detox.
Hello, lovely to meet you. Go grab a seat. Thank you.
With the extremes of the detox process still unknown territory, the group of 8 sufferers reached the spa after a long day's travel. But even in the dark, it's obvious that home for the next 2 weeks is a very exotic detox resort.
Looks impressive, doesn't it? First sight. Really impressive.
I feel like crying.
Well, welcome. I'm sure you've had a long journey, but it's great to see smiling, happy faces. You all look so excited.
Yeah.
So, Amanda and Middy, for those of you that don't know us already, and this is Gül, our beautiful Turkish detox assistant, who will be around the next few weeks. What we thought for this evening, really, it's just a welcome, show you to your rooms. It's a gentle evening. We're not going to overload you with information. Any other thoughts, questions, things you want to know tonight?
Nearest McDonald's.
Sam does a bar shop.
The joking about fast food belies the reality the group are now facing. For the next 3 days, they'll eat only the healthiest of food options before embarking on a 7-day fast, during which only juices and broth will be ingested. Fast food, but not as they know it. And as fast as whatever they are given does go in, it will be eliminated.
I don't believe I'm doing this.
That nation is colon plaque at its best.
Right now, blissfully unaware of the innermost workings of their bodies and minds and the hard slog ahead, the patients are shown to their rooms and the external environment gets them quite excited.
Oh, you can do this.
Jumping up and down is not something 24-year-old Lindsay is usually prone to, in deference to her internal problems. She's even had to sideline her love of contemporary dance because of her embarrassing condition.
Sometimes I'd be focusing more on trying to hold farts in than doing the moves, and it doesn't make for good dancing.
Lindsay suffers from irritable bowel syndrome, which for her manifests as severe constipation and extreme flatulence.
Sometimes it could just be gas if it's not been too bad recently, but if it's been like you've not been for a good few days, then it's just horrendous, like something dead. It's just completely horrible, completely vile.
She tries to live healthily and make light of her embarrassing farting, but it does have a huge impact on what she feels she can do.
I feel really lethargic, and it stops me doing things that I want to do. Stomach bloats up, and it's something that people can't see, so they just think you're moaning.
At the very least, the physical detox ahead will pay dividends for Lindsay's bowel.
There's quite a lot of it.
But she'll also have to release emotions if she wants to reclaim her confidence in every aspect of life.
I'd love a normal sex life again without having to worry about, that I've not had a poo for 5 days or something, and it's just going to feel bruised. Or I might fart during sex, that's the worst one. How horrendous is that?
Despite her giggles, Lindsay's desperate for help, and the healing environment she and her fellow sufferers have chosen to come to is making a big impression so far.
Oh, wow! That is gorgeous.
Who's for a skinny dip? I think they're really going to enjoy this place. It's absolutely luxurious, but they are going to really have to focus on their detox journey ahead. These people are here to get well, and in order to do that, they're going to have to put their mind and their body and their soul on the line to make this the 2 weeks that really count.
And the prospect of a potential cure in such exotic surroundings is almost overwhelming for Lindsay's detox neighbour.
I do actually feel like crying, but I'm not going to. I really don't know what to say, I'm so speechless right now.
Like Lindsay, 22-year-old Mudge would love to enjoy a normal sex life. But although engaged to her long-term partner, she suffers from a condition that makes that impossible.
It makes me feel less of a woman, it makes me feel more insignificant.
Vaginismus means her vaginal muscles clamp up each time she and her fiancé attempt sexual intercourse, making penetration unachievable.
I thought, funny enough, because I used to do dance when I was younger, I had loads of rhythm, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to be a breeze at sex, I'm going to be wicked, I've got the rhythm for it, but I'm going to be the best at this. And then it came down to it, and it was like the complete opposite, it was a complete cliche.
Sexual satisfaction can be achieved in various ways, but Mudge has just about given up on attempting intercourse.
In the 3 years, probably about 10, 15 maximum attempts. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. I mean, we do use alternative methods in the sense that obviously we'll do more foreplay and make it more regular. But obviously, it's not been that much.
Mudge's matter-of-fact nature and upfront approach get her through a lot of the embarrassment factor. She'll even produce sex toys at a group meeting. But the therapists will be pushing her to reach beneath the armour of humour to find the core of her problem.
No! No!
Right now, despite not fully comprehending what 2 weeks of physical and emotional detox involves, Mudge does seem prepared to do what it takes.
There's no point messing it up. There's no point. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I ain't gonna mess it up. No way.
Visited by the likes of Paris Hilton, Ivana Trump and even Prince Charles, the small village of Turkbukkou in southwestern Turkey has a growing reputation as a party playground. But amidst the high life hubbub lies an oasis of calm. A spa where 8 Brits hope to find cures for their embarrassing maladies. Whether it's psoriasis or IBS, for 2 weeks they put themselves in the hands of alternative health experts who've designed a detox regime they're convinced works.
This detox is wholly 100% results orientated, so we've never had somebody that's gone through this process and not come out the other end changed and transformed and feeling much better about their body and themselves. So I'm completely confident that they will experience a move from A to B, and it'll be a very positive one. It is ultimately up to them how much they put into this of themselves.
Ideally, the detox will be just as much emotional as physical. However, the radical change in diet and indeed the forthcoming 7-day fast will obviously have an effect on everyone's weight.
Mudge. Yes. So the purpose of this is really just to give us an indicator where you are now and where you're going to be in 2 weeks.
And although that's not necessarily the issue, on the first day of the rest of their lives, everyone jumps on the scales.
So, do you want to stand on?
If only to measure just how much they'll eliminate from their intestines during the colon cleansing process. Showing the signs of an unbalanced diet, though, is 49-year-old chemical factory worker Paul.
I find your body shape really interesting for this as well, because interesting enough, if you look at you from a distance, you're...
That's a bit hard for me to do, though, isn't it?
For me, looking at your body, your limbs, everything about you is the right weight, and then there's a lot of something extra here. And
Turn to the side, you see.
Lots something. Yeah.
Breathe out.
Well, perhaps not just fat, because what we've noticed on detox, particularly men, show this so often, is sometime over the next while, maybe 7 days, maybe 10 days, you're going to wake, it's just going to go. Now, a lot of that will be colon plaque as well. Yeah. And by the time you leave here, you will be a completely different man.
There may be a tummy under that shirt which will disappear during the detox. But the thing that Paul is truly desperate to rid himself of is the psoriasis, which covers over half of his body. His torso is ravaged by the skin disorder, which has been spreading and spreading over the past 4 years.
Down the backs there. All down my legs. See where it's been bleeding and scratching. Unfortunately, it's not too bad at the moment, but usually that'll start scabbing over. As you can see, it's started scabbing over now, all white. No, it's like a no-touch zone, because, I mean, Kath don't want to touch me with all this. Well, it's like a leper, isn't it? You don't want to go to bed with a leper.
Paul also has to endure endless teasing from workmates.
I was scabby today then, and they'll be making a cup of tea and say, do you want semi-skimmed milk or semi-skinned milk in your tea? Things like that. And you all laugh with it, you've got to laugh with it. But you don't know whether they mean it or they don't mean it, as I say. It's just you try and laugh it off.
Humour's the tool that Paul uses to deflect the embarrassment he feels, but he too will be asked to look deep within himself to identify possible emotional triggers.
Is it too difficult to talk about at the moment?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Here at the spa, the therapist believes strongly in the mind-body connection.
When you do a physical detox, there comes a point during that 7-day period when the emotional detox happens anyway, happens simultaneously. What was actually happening is that cells have a memory, and when you start to detox the body and let go of old waste matter, what you're also releasing is the stored emotions. So now when we send somebody home from a detox, they've not only been completely transformed physically, they've also been transformed emotionally. And that, you can't ask for more than that, really.
To facilitate the emotional detox, nutritionist Midi focuses first on the physical detox.
I definitely need some watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay, watermelon we buy it from the truck.
It's a fantastic cleanser, really good for the kidneys.
Although the group will ultimately endure 7 days of juice fasting, at this stage, food is still on the menu, but only for 3 days and only certain foods. Midi and detox assistant Ghoul make the most of the local market when it comes to planning the pre-cleanse meals.
Oh, I've got lots of ideas coming up in my mind now, what I can give them. Lots of fresh food.
It's mainly alkaline-forming fresh fruit and vegetables that Midi wants the patients to eat. Foods that are easy to digest and therefore assist in the absorption of essential minerals required for a healthy body. And part of her challenge will be to convince the group that their Western diet, commonly high in animal proteins, sugar, caffeine and processed foods, is too acid-forming and so counterproductive to the healing process.
Now it's beautiful.
Really nice.
If the diet has been very acid-forming for a long time, and the majority of their diet is acid-forming and full of salt and sugar and false tastes like that, then their palate will be different. And part of the whole detox process that they're going through is changing the palate to enjoy natural flavours. Oh. That was one heck of a shop.
Yeah, I think we bought everything from the market.
Back at the spa, the prospect of all that lies ahead is already getting to one of the 8. One of Midi's obvious challenges in the nutrition department will be re-educating the palate of 44-year-old mother of 2, Gillian. She eats a lot and a lot of the wrong foods, having battled with compulsive overeating for more than a decade. Her 5'6" frame is now burdened with a 16-stone weight that makes her self-conscious and too embarrassed to do things.
I think people do look at your weight, definitely, before they look at you as a person. And sometimes it just stops me going out, even taking my dog for a walk, because I think people are going to look at me. I don't know why, but I just do. And that's why I won't go to the gym, because I think people are going to look at me.
Gillian's size is a constant reminder of her unhealthy relationship with unhealthy food. The detox will teach her about eating more nutritionally, but it will also need to sever the emotional attachment she has to food.
It's just been my friend, really, just my best friend, I think. I said to my husband that I love food more than him.
It's her psyche, rather than her physical state, that the therapy team will be pushing Gillian to deal with during her 2 weeks here.
You have my hand.
Initially, though, with her carefully planned meals, Middy just wants everyone to reach a better understanding of how the right food can literally nourish the body.
In a sense, this is part of how Gillian, for example, can break the cycle she's in of overeating. Notwithstanding the emotional work that still has to be done with her, because it's not just as simple of her making wrong choices. She's also driven by for other reasons, and during this 2 weeks we'll find out what those are and hopefully release her from that trap. But if she can feel the value in her body of this kind of eating, then it starts to break down the pattern of this way high blood sugar, then big drops, and she'll be much more stable in general. Once your blood sugar's stable, it's easy to make right choices, because nothing works very well if the blood sugar's out of balance, particularly the brain, and that's why people get these incredible cravings to eat 2 Mars bars in a row or a whole packet of biscuits. They actually can't stop. So the key to that is to eat proper nutritious food that doesn't raise your blood sugar too high, and is a sustained release of blood sugar after the meal.
Middy's experience in tempting uneducated palates over to the light side seems to have paid off for today.
I think when it looks pretty as well, it makes you want to eat it more. It's so colourful.
Yeah, my diet doesn't look like this normally.
No.
And the therapists remain on hand for any questions.
How come I've noticed we don't get drinks of water with our lunch or breakfast?
Well,
Is there a reason?
is there a reason?
I just thought there was a reason.
It would it hinders the absorption of the nutrients in the food if you're diluting it too much with liquid.
Right.
So you shouldn't actually drink a lot of fluid at all.
Fluids when you're having lunch.
Exactly.
The detox experts hope everything they learn here will foster a long-lasting awareness and understanding of their bodies and minds. And many of the therapies are designed to develop that awareness, including the afternoon's breathing workshop.
So just a few words about breathing. So we breathe, of course. Nothing special about that. But the amazing thing is that breathing is completely connected to our mind. And we can use the breath to control the mind and the mind to control the breath. And this is very special. Relaxing the groins, genitals and anus. The anus is like a gate to release and relax the whole muscle system of the body, as well as a gate for the spine to release the central nervous system. So it's a very powerful place. So really pay attention that the anus sphincter and the anus muscles very relaxed.
The area that Yair seems to want the group to focus on has particular relevance for chronically constipated Lindsay, who finds it hard to relax her sphincter at the best of times on account of severe flatulence. For her, the workshop is a struggle.
In the first exercise where it was just a lie down one and opening blocks and stuff, I was fine. But then when we were having to sit up, my bloating took the form of farting, so I spent most of the lesson holding them in.
But for some, the session was enlightening.
Could you feel the energy moving in your spine? I can see your eyes, they're bright. Really, that means that something happened.
That's good. I literally forgot about everything, and that was a good feeling, because I felt I could think about me for once rather than everyone else and other problems that are just there. I could feel like this is my time now to forget everyone else, so it felt good.
After the workshop is over, the patient's time is their own, and most of them choose to spend it soaking up the sun and bonding as a group. But the concept of simply sitting around is anathema to 30-year-old Rahini, who is impatient for an end to her suffering.
I feel like I'm wasting time from just sitting around because I've got so many things I want to do, and just sitting around is just a pure waste of time. I don't understand the reasoning behind it.
From a distance, Rohini's condition is not always immediately obvious. But in fact, the darkness of her skin is entirely due to the ravages of severe eczema, at its worst reminiscent of an elephant's hide, which covers 50% of her body, and on her face now only Rohini's nose and ears remain unscathed.
It's always there. It feels like I'm being stabbed by needles, and it just hurts.
And the physical pain is matched by the emotional suffering of both Rohini and her family when they compare her appearance as it is now to how she used to be.
When she was a baby, she was very pretty, but now we see her, it's completely different. So we feel it bad, when we see her in this condition. So it is bad for us also.
The disease has dominated Rohini's life for the last 10 years and fills her with self-conscious dread.
I know that when I'm walking down the street, people are staring at my face, and I try not to think about it. But, it's there, and there's nothing I can do about it really, because it's here.
Clinical research scientist Rohini sees the spa as her last chance to end her nightmare. But just coming here was a huge step in itself.
When I saw everyone at the airport and I couldn't see anything physically wrong with them, it totally freaked me out, because it's like, oh shit, I did not bring any long sleeve clothes with me, because I thought I was going to be really brave and, be like in a group like where everyone was kind of suffering. I don't know why, I just thought it would be something physical. I guess I never really thought about it, but it's just something that I thought I should do.
Now that she's come this far, Rohini's desperate to make the most of the opportunity. But unlike Paul, who can cover up his psoriasis, her eczema is harder to hide, and in such a warm climate as well, she has to face her demons more quickly than most.
Today I braved it, and it was a little bit difficult going outside wearing a sleeveless top, but I got through the day.
Commonly described as the Turkish Riviera, the seaside village of Turkbukkou is now home to 8 ordinary Brits as they try to follow a carefully planned 2-week detox regime which could cure them of their respective embarrassing illnesses. Lindsay's irritable bowel, Mudge's vaginismus. Regardless of the nature of the problem, everyone will follow the same regime of body and mind detoxification. It will be an extreme process, but one that's taking place in an exotic sun-drenched location, something that could prove a distraction. So the team of therapists need to keep the group focused on the real reason they've signed up for the detox, and also acquaint them with the various levels of approach.
You've all come here because you are suffering from an embarrassing illness. And there's really 4 main things that we need to do to help heal you, really. First one, we need to stop the cause of it. That might sound really simple, but what we've got to do is find out what is the root cause of what's going on in your body. And that could be a physical thing, it could be an emotional thing, it could be something you're doing in your lifestyle. So we as therapists are investigating you as a case, if you like. Imagine we're detectives, we've got to figure out what's actually going on. So you'll see myself, you'll see Middy, you'll see our other therapist that we'll meet in a second, and we all together are working as a team to get to the bottom of what's been going on. And once we know what's been going on, of course, we can then help shift it.
Central to the therapies on offer at the spa are acupuncturist Yair and reflexologist Ziza. And Amanda's also integrated a new member into the team, specifically to deal with so-called toxic thoughts.
We are putting much more emphasis this time and much more support on the emotional level, and this is Sandy, who's your emotional detox therapist, and he's going to outline what he does and also give you a kind of high level on understanding the emotional detox process. So I'll leave it up to you.
Thanks, Amanda. Mind-body connection. Has anyone heard of that before? The mind and the body. Has anyone heard of that? It's quite often happens every day without us even thinking about it. What I mean by that is, quite often we have thoughts and it has a physical reaction in our body that we just take for granted. For example, if you think of an embarrassing thought, then our faces can turn red. But the amount of chemical reactions and stuff that has to go on for our faces to go red just from having an embarrassing thought is incredible when you actually get into the science of it. The same goes for if you have a sexual thought. That can lead to some physical changes too, as you can imagine.
Mudge isn't the only one at the spa for whom sex is an uncomfortable issue. 30-year-old Kathy finds intimate relationships extremely difficult to form because of her embarrassing illness.
He said the whole thought of it disgusted him. And it's quite hard to take when someone says that.
She suffers from menorrhagia, or excessive menstrual bleeding, which has dominated her life for the past 7 years.
I have periods for about 75% of my life, whereas you should be on for a week and off for 3 weeks. I'm normally on for 3 weeks and off for a week. It can take the spontaneity out of it because you were not expecting to be intimate with someone and then things start happening. It's like, well, hold on a second, I've got to go to the toilet and obviously take out my sanitary protection and perhaps put down something on the bed or something like that.
Having had no success following conventional medical advice, Kathy's now prepared to try alternatives in the hope that it would unlock the key to her abnormal cycle.
You might be sitting here thinking, I've had this condition or I've had this thing for X amount of years, it could be 20 years, and how can just 2 weeks change my life and completely turn my life around so it's not part of me anymore? And really it can, and what we found over the years of running detoxes, particularly the holistic detox which we offer here, is that the intensity of the juice fasting colon cleansing part of it really sets up your whole system to let go very rapidly. So when you then add in the work on the mind, the spirit and the emotions, as well as the work on the body, it is incredible how quick things can happen. We can get to the core much more easily in a week like this. So beware, anything can happen.
Beware anything can happen is unfortunately a mindset that 27-year-old Customs Officer Callum has to live with constantly because of his embarrassing condition. 18 months ago, he developed irritable bowel syndrome, but unlike Lindsay's constipation, Callum's symptoms include painful gut spasms and urgent trips to the toilet at least 6 times a day. It's affected his life and his outlook dramatically.
Simple things like days at the seaside or out shopping can be quite a trauma because you're constantly thinking where the toilets are and who you're with, and it's quite embarrassing.
Consequently, he'd rather stay at home with his partner than risk an embarrassing situation in public. He's at his wit's end.
I've tried everything, sort of conventional and medication and testing and allergy testing, and nothing seems to be conclusive as to what's causing it. This is the last avenue for me to try this and to just hope and pray that it works.
Hey. Hi. Welcome.
But to get maximum gain from the detox experience, Callum's already accepted that a certain vice is not the best companion on his journey. So he's asked for help to stop smoking.
It's a big deal to be doing something as physical as this and as emotional as this and give up smoking at the same time. He understands that if he smokes during a detox, he's basically retoxing and detoxing at the same time. So I think the desire is there, but I think there's a lot of fear attached to giving up smoking.
When I get the pain, it makes me want to smoke more because it's like the anxiety that this creates and the stress for me makes me want to have a cigarette. But I don't know if by having a cigarette it's affecting my tummy.
Yeah.
So it's just this cycle.
Okay, so you can lie down.
Yoga and acupuncture are 2 of the strings to Yair's healing bow, but he also assesses people's individual energy fields, believing he can sense blockages in the body's energy pathways. He's seen by some of his clients as the holistic equivalent of an X-ray machine.
When people smoke many times, they feel they gain power from it. You get power in your lungs or in your body. Even just the mechanism of inhaling deep, you know, it brings power to the body. Yeah, And that makes sense, because now the way I see your energy, you need this power to hold your energy together, basically. Now, you don't need it from smoking, really, but that's the way you do it today, yeah?
Callum feels he relies on cigarettes to deal with the stress of his irritable bowel. So, if he can heal his system, he won't need to smoke.
I feel that this is the one thing that's holding me back doing what I really want to do in life.
Great.
With a career and with everyday life.
Yeah.
And I just wish if it would go, I could get on with my life again.
But if we only cure it with the power of the needles, it's not enough, because it must be cured with your power of your mind as well.
Yes.
Yeah? Pain.
Yeah.
It was very relaxing, but it was also quite a spiritual experience, I suppose you'd call it. Real sense of tranquility with it. I felt totally spaced out afterwards. I could have cut my arm off and not cared. I felt that relaxed, you know.
While none of the therapists would advocate chopping off any limbs, they will be happy if Callum can sever his reliance on cigarettes during the treatment programme. A programme which, although it allows for some poolside lounging, has to keep challenging the patients to look inward in order to help them peel back the layers of physical and emotional toxicity, which the detox team believe could exacerbate their embarrassing conditions. So, before the group has a chance to slip into holiday mode, an early evening session has been scheduled with the most recent addition to the therapy lineup.
It's that classic, every cloud has a silver lining.
The aim of the first session with Sandy is to get the group to begin letting go of the negative self-image their illnesses have caused. So he wants them to create an individual affirmation.
It's called the identity statement, and each of you are going to create a positive statement about who you are. You've got adjectives, nouns and verbs. I want you to look through the adjectives and choose 1, 2 or 3 maximum that jump out the page at you and you go, that's it. That's what I want. Or that's who I am and I want to reinforce it. Or that's who I was in the past and I want to be that again. And it ends up you can create a statement. And if you share it with us, the therapists are going to do their best to really help you guys have that feel real for you by the time you leave the spa. So write what you want, because you'll get it. Okay guys, has everyone got something?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so for laughing, you're going to go first.
Right. I'm a compassionate, giving, kind listener who accepts others.
Yes, you are. Who's next? Let's rattle through these.
I am a unique and funny friend who is a genuine listener, who inspires and motivates others and succeeds in all I do as I try, and that for me is success.
Fantastic. I think that deserves a bit of a round of applause. Who's next?
I'm an adventurous, resourceful, curious achiever who laughs.
Yes, you are. Fantastic.
For 26-year-old Alex, the identity statement is definitely about who he would like to be rather than who he feels he is right now. Uncontrollable sweating on his face and torso is impacting hugely on the choices the Royal Marine Corporal feels he can make in life, and he goes to great lengths to hide his hyperhidrosis from the world.
No one knows at all. I managed to hide it that well, and because I'm embarrassed by it, and it brings it on more. So I've managed to live with it and hide it, really. After living in it for years at school, I managed to get around it. I used to sort of put toilet paper in my armpits and stuff like that. Now, because it's my back and my chest, you just can't cover it up. So socially, it's a non-starter, really.
Having been in combat, Alex is a master of masking emotion. But if he wants to accomplish his mission to conquer the sweating, he'll need to let down his guard.
Who's next?
I'm an adventurous, joyful, loving father who motivates others.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm a generous, creative, funny friend, soulmate, dude who shines, laughs and succeeds.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I am a dynamic, generous, loving friend and achiever who makes a difference, helps others and succeeds.
Plenty tenor.
No. I'm stingy, I didn't put that on.
Come on.
I can think it, but I find it difficult to say it. I'm an enlightened, powerful, excited person. I feel good and help others unconditionally.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
That's lovely. Very nice, very nice. And finally, come on.
I don't believe it.
Not yet, but you will.
10 years of feeling self-conscious about her eczema has taken a massive toll on Rahini's self-esteem. So although she's taken a huge step and braved wearing sleeveless tops in public today, she can't bring herself to verbalise her much-needed positive personal affirmation.
So do you want to see it, or do you want to not see it?
How about somebody else read it?
No, don't do what you don't want to do.
But let yourself read it to yourself, is that okay? Because it's obviously really important to you. And we can maybe talk afterwards about it, alright? Beautiful. I'd be surprised if that's sadness, or whether it's actually just a part of you being really happy that you're actually being honest to yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. But we'll come back to that, and you'll be able to explore that later on. Good night.
Thank you. No, break the energy.
Their illnesses may be very different, but the group is able to appreciate one another's suffering and naturally empathise with Rahini.
Just a mess. Ignore me.
Not a mess.
Yeah, we all are, to be fair.
We're all in that same mess, don't worry.
You've got to use it, and if you put them, like he said, in places like in the fridge or something, so eventually you will believe it and it will help you.
It's self-belief, isn't it?
Yeah, it is self-belief.
That's basically what it is, self-belief.
I think because you're in a positive environment anyway, it helps you think positive. And you just got to learn to take that out into the real world as such and put it in practice.
I think the worst thing as well is having to actually take responsibility for why you are like you are, because it's your own negative patterns that have got you there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And taking responsibility for that and accepting it's going to be the hardest.
So Sandy's session has definitely made the group aware of potential connections between patterns of thought and their physical problems. Their challenge over the next 2 weeks will be to pinpoint when their toxic thoughts began and how to get rid of them. It's been 24 hours since a group of 8 Brits first arrived on the Turkish Riviera, not to live the high life, but to spend 2 weeks at an alternative detox centre in the hope it will cure them of their respective embarrassing illnesses and let them lead just a normal life. The cocoon-like nature of the spa means they'll have little exposure to any kind of Turkish delight. But to cap off their long first day here, Amanda has a surprise in store.
Well, what we thought we'd do this evening is just find out if you're getting a bit of a feel for Turkey yet. Do you feel like you know the country yet? You feel like
yes, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a flavour. Well, what we thought we'd do was bring a bit of Turkey into the detox centre for you. So we have, hiding behind the corner, a belly dancer.
Oh, wow.
Give it a little clap. Come on, and just so you all know, girls especially, I want you to pay close attention to this dance, because this Melik is your belly dancing teacher this week.
Belly dancing is going to be a fantastic experience for the girls. First of all, we're in Turkey, and it's nice to give them an element of the Turkish experience while they're here. But more than that, it's actually about helping them deal with their body images.
Issues with body image and self-esteem are an unsurprising consequence of embarrassing conditions. And for the girls to rise to the challenge of belly dancing here at the spa, they'll need to work through serious issues. Lindsay's irritable bowel is holding her back from intimate relationships. Here, she'll be looking at more than just her colonic waist.
Every single one of my family's divorced, pretty much.
The vaginismus holding Mudge back from enjoying sex with her fiancé will require her to confront deeply buried emotions.
In order to open the vagina, you have to open your heart.
Everyone here is pinning their hopes for a better future on the next 2 weeks.
If it can just stop the bleeding and calm it down, stop it being angry, I'd be happy. I mean, if it totally went completely, I'd be ecstatic.
The long road to recovery still lies ahead, but for now the evening's entertainment leaves several of the group inspired.
I actually really loved it, and I can't wait for my lesson tomorrow. I think that's going to be one of my favourite things because I gave up dancing through stage fright and farting and stuff.
Amanda had a nice little surprise for us, a little bit of belly dancing, which is that was good fun. And I'm looking forward to the belly dancing class tomorrow. Maybe it'll be my party trick. And so that was good fun.
I can't see me belly dancing. My belly dances on its own anyway with my IBS, so I don't need to make it dance anyway, because it's always dancing.
But for one of the 8, things take a turn for the worse. The events of the past 24 hours and the pressure of wanting to find a cure for her vaginismus have brought on a migraine for Mudge. So Yair is called in for a late-night emergency acupuncture session.
When I get a bit agitated, I get a headache, and then sometimes it develops into a migraine.
Normally, Mudge would pop some pills to deal with her pain. But tonight she must adjust to the alternative holistic approach, which is always looking for any emotional link to physical suffering.
When I look at the energy, there's really like a big difference. I mean, the right side is very compacted. The energy is not flying very well, and the left side is quite open. That's one thing. What do you feel right now?
It's really relaxed.
And what's happening with the pain?
It seems to be dispersing. As weird as it may sound, it just feels like where you've put them, it feels like my feet they're doing like a rhythm.
Yeah.
Like this side is much stronger.
Yeah.
And this.
He made a connection with me. I know that sounds really weird until you experience it. I mean, you're probably thinking I'm just doolally, but when he was standing there, it's like I could feel him trying to communicate to me via like the energy, like via the aura.
What's going on? You feel emotional? Yeah? Yeah, you just let it go. If you need to cry, you just go for it.
Really emotional and just out of nowhere I just burst into tears. I don't normally just burst out like that. Normally I'd have a reason.
Just allow yourself. Don't hold yourself. If you need to cry, you need to feel your emotions, just go with it. It's very important.
Although it was weird, at the same time, it's amazing because just by standing there, closing your eyes and feeling some vibe of someone I think that's a big gift.
So over the next 2 weeks, if each of the 8 patients can embrace the emotional aspect of the detox as well as the physical, many battles could be won. But whether everyone is prepared to open the door on their psychological pain remains to be seen.